Hi, Rob Lukey with Shop Prop Realty. I'm going to go over, welcome to 2021, go over what we're expecting for the year and a little bit beyond. You can go back and you can look at the other reports that we put out, or I put out over the last couple of years, and you'll see, I think we were pretty accurate with what happened with the market. As far as the current market, as you can see, this is the Case-Shiller Index, and it says that we're at right around almost 240. Our mean is right around 168 to 200 since 2000. What does that mean? They started tracking this index in 2000 and basically set it at 100 starting point. So you can see that these are the prices in relationship for the 20 city day composites that they track compared to where we started out in 2000. You can also see the projection for this index is actually fairly flat per them anyhow into 2021, 2022. And this is the year over year increases that we saw last year. What you'll see is obviously some pretty spectacular increases in real estate prices, 10% in Seattle, 11% in Phoenix, Los Angeles, pretty much across the board, obviously really strong increases in prices. This is the month over month index, so it's tracking the month over month gains. And as you can see, we peaked out here at the end of this last quarter. Now, the overall trend and what I have up here is obviously have the Dow Jones as a barometer. Obviously, we can look at lots of indexes for the overall market, but we'll just use this index for tracking what we think is going to happen with the overall market. So what do I think that is going to happen as far as the overall market this year in real estate prices and stock prices? Remember what we saw happen in 2018. We saw a market that actually took a little bit of a drop in 2018 in June. That's this right here. And then we had pretty much a flat year in 2019 where we were eating up some of that inventory. And then we had this move up. I think a lot of it had to do with supply, obviously with the quantitative easing and all the monetary policies that we have in place. Definitely had to do with this big spike in real estate. Low interest rates obviously made it much more affordable for people to buy homes, which added to the increase in prices. What do I think is going to happen over this next year? I do think there's a possibility with this big move in home prices that we could see some homes come on the market and get a little bit of a supply in the market the first quarter and the second quarter of this year. And I think that some of those people that were going to sell their homes in 2020 at the beginning because of COVID didn't sell their homes, didn't list their properties. I think you could see some of those homes come on the market as well and impact prices. I believe that we're going to see a fairly flat market. I know it's hard. It's an amazing thing to say right now, considering we've had this huge spike up. But my belief is that as we get that supply into the market, I think we'll see a relatively calming, probably more back down to the 0.5, 0.25 month over month returns. I don't believe that we're going to see some kind of huge crash, but we could see something like what you saw in 2019, where we have some supply come on the market and then we get a little bit of a lull and then obviously a move back up. The Dow, I'm not sure. I think that we could hit 35,000 on the Dow. I think that there's a possibility that as we get the vaccine out and come back to some kind of normalcy, we could actually see the market, that could be the peaking part of the market. So this is what I'm anticipating. I'm anticipating some supply coming onto the market this year. I'm anticipating the market to still do okay, with the potential of some kind of drop that we saw in 2019. And then from that point on, I expect a longer term. I do think that we probably could have some type of bigger pullback in the next year or two. When I say bigger pullback, maybe somewhere between a 7 to 10% pullback in real estate prices. I don't know if we get that in correlation with 35,000, on the Dow, the vaccine coming out another 10% in home prices, but that's a possibility peaking point for the market or a potential spot for the market to go ahead and pull back. So how am I playing this? I'm playing it with the idea that be patient. I think that we'll see some supply come onto the market this year. Prices stay where they are, and this vaccine continues to roll out accordingly. And I think the Dow has a little bit more room, but I do think we're getting to the point where somewhere between now and 35,000 that we'll see some type of, again, slowdown and maybe even a pullback. Anyhow, I hope everybody has a great year.